If your boss has been quietly skipping your super, here's what nobody tells you. Every $100 of super missed today can cost you roughly $380 in lost retirement savings by age 67, ASIC money smart long-term return assumptions, 7.5% a year over 40 years. That's not a typo. Late or missing super isn't a minor admin glitch. It's money walking out of your future, one pay slip at a time. And right now, the rules let it happen. Here's the scope. The ATO estimates Australian workers missed around $3.6 billion in unpaid super in just 1 year. ATO, hitting about 2.8 million people, roughly 1 in 4 employees. The good news, a major reform called Payday Super is coming, and there are 3 moves you can make right now to protect yourself. Check your payments, calculate your correct rate, and audit your super on repeat. Let that number land. $3.6 billion in unpaid super in a single year, 2019-20 ATO. But here's the part nobody tells you. That's just the money that was tracked. It works out to an average loss of about $1,285 per affected worker, ATO, in that 1 year alone, before you even count the decades of compounding that money never got to do inside your fund. So here's the plan. 3 moves. Check your payments line by line, calculate your correct super rate, and set a recurring super audit. Each takes under 20 minutes, and everyone is free. First problem, the quarterly delay. Under the current rules set by the ATO, employers only have to pay the superannuation guarantee, your compulsory super, at least quarterly, with contributions due by the 28th day after the end of each quarter, ATO. That means super for work you did in early January doesn't legally have to be in your fund until 28 April, nearly 4 months later. That long window is exactly where unpaid super hides. Why does timing matter so much? Because super is invested and earlier money compounds for longer. From 1st July 2026, Payday Super changes everything. Employers must pay on payday and the money must arrive in your fund within 7 calendar days. Treasury, it's ATO. Compare that to the old regime where contributions could be 3 to 4 months late and still count as on time. Shrinking that window from months to days is the whole point. Second problem, the penalty trap. When employers don't pay on time or in full, they become liable for the super guarantee charge, the shortfall, daily interest, and an administrative uplift that can reach up to 60% in some cases under the new rules, Treasury. Sounds tough on the boss, but here's the catch. That charge is paid to the ATO, and only part is later credited to you. And you still wear the compounding loss. Picture a 30-year-old who misses $2,000 of super, only recovered 10 years later. Invested from 30 to 67, that 2,000 could have grown to around 27,600, author's estimate, 7.5% a year. Recovered at 40, it reaches only about 11,260. The delay quietly costs around $16,000, author's estimate. Money the penalty system never gives back. This is general information, not personal advice. Here's a myth that stops people acting. If my employer skips my super, the government will automatically top it up later. The fact? The ATO can pursue unpaid super and apply the super guarantee charge, but it's often slow, depends on you reporting it, and doesn't fully compensate for years of lost investment earnings. Treasury, it's ATO. You still have to check and report. Put the 2 costs side by side, the average affected worker lost about $1,285 in a single year, ATO, and over a career, someone who never checks can lose around $40,000 to $50,000 in retirement savings, author's estimate. 2 time frames, same lesson, late super compounds against you. Meet Sarah. She's 32, a full-time retail manager in Sydney, earning $70,000 a year, ATO median range. She's in an industry My Super Fund with a balanced option and about $55,000 saved, with 35 years until she retires at 67. Her employer pays fortnightly, in fact, but has been inconsistent with super. And like most of us, Sarah rarely checks. Here's what she found. Discovery 1, 3 to 4 months. When Sarah opened her funds transaction history, she saw employer super landing 3 to 4 months after the period she worked. Exactly what the quarterly plus 28 days rule allows, ATO. On her $70,000 salary at 11.5%, she's owed about $8,050 a year, ATO. Consistently delayed each year over 35 years, that pattern alone can erode roughly $20,000 to $30,000 of her final balance, author's estimate, 7.5% a year. Discovery 2, $850 missing. Comparing payslips to deposits, Sarah found 1 year where only about $7,200 of super was paid instead of the $8,050 she was owed, a shortfall of $850 ATO rate. If that $850 hole had gone in at 32 and earned 7.5% until 67, it could have grown to around $10,500's author's estimate. A single quiet year of underpayment, $10,500 gone from her retirement. Discovery 3, and this one's actually good news. From 1st July 2026, Sarah's employer must pay super on each payday, arriving within 7 calendar days, Treasury charging ATO. For her fortnightly pay, that's 26 separate payments a year instead of 4 quarterly batches. If one payday's super goes missing, she spots it in weeks, not after a quarter, plus 28 days. Her detection window drops from 3 or 4 months to under 3 weeks. Add it all up. For someone like Sarah, doing nothing across a 35-year career, repeated delays, a permanent shortfall, and a few missed fortnights realistically costs around $45,000 in lost retirement savings. Author's estimate, 7.5% a year. That's the price of never checking. Could this be you? Sign 1. You've never compared the super on your payslip to what actually landed in your fund. Sign 2. You don't know how often your employer pays super. Sign 3. You haven't logged into your super fund in the last 6 months. If any of those ring true, the next 3 moves are for you. 3 moves. Let's do them. And they're all free using tools you already have. Move 1. Check your super line by line. This matters because the only person guaranteed to notice a missing payment is you. Log into your fund and view the last 12 months of employer contributions under transaction history or contributions. Then grab your pay slips and compare each pay's super amount and the date to what's in your fund. Flag anything missing or arriving more than 7 days after payday once 2026 hits. Here's how. Step 1. View your last 12 months of employer contributions in your fund app. Step 2. Compare each payslip's super amount and date against your fund. Step 3. Flag any missing or late deposits to raise with payroll. What good looks like? The super matches your payslip and arrives within 7 days of payday from 2026. Move 2. Calculate whether you're getting the right rate. Check the ATO's Super Guarantee page for the current rate. 11.5% in 2024-25, rising to 12% from July 2025 ATO. On a recent payslip, find your ordinary time earnings, your base pay plus most allowances, excluding overtime, and multiply by that rate to see what your super should be. If the real figure is consistently lower, raise it with payroll. Here's how. Step 1. Identify your ordinary time earnings on a recent payslip. Step 2. Multiply that by 0.115 or 0.12 from July 2025. Step 3. Compare the result to the super on your payslip and in your fund. What good looks like. Contributions equal at least 11.5%, then 12% of your ordinary time earnings with no unexplained reductions. Move 3. Set up a personal super audit. The reform makes problems easier to spot, but only if you look. Create a recurring calendar reminder for early August 2026, then every 6 months. When it pops up, log into MyGov, go to the ATO Super section, and check the contributions are reported and received for each pay ATO. If something's missing and your employer won't fix it, use the ATO's unpaid super form. Here's how. Step 1. Set a recurring reminder for August 2026, then every 6 months. Step 2. Check MyGov ATO Super against your fund each time. Step 3. If there's a gap, email payroll in writing, then lodge the ATO unpaid super form. What good looks like? Every pay event has a matching contribution within 7 days. Why now? 3 dates. In the 2023-24 federal budget, the government announced Payday Super to align contributions with wages instead of quarters. Treasury. On 1st July 2025, the super guarantee rate is legislated to rise from 11.5% to quite 12% ATO. And on 1 July 2026, Payday Super begins. Super due on payday arriving within 7 days, funds allocating within 3 business days, Treasury chart ATO. Set your baseline before that date so you can catch the moment your employer slips. After you act, verify it's stuck. You should see super land in your fund within 7 days of each payday from 2026. Confirm your MyGov ATO super records, match the deposits in your fund, and if a gap stays unfixed after you've contacted payroll, lodge the ATO unpaid super form. Everything here is drawn from Treasury's Payday Super Fact Sheet, the ATO, and Fair Work, all linked below so you can check the fine print yourself. So now you know how to check, calculate, and audit your super before Payday Super starts. Next time, which super fees are quietly draining your balance every single year? If this saved you even one missed contribution, subscribe. We read the fine print so you don't have to. See you in the next one.